योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। ब्रह्माहं यत्प्रसादेन मयि विश्वं प्रकल्पितं श्रीमत्स्वयं प्रकाशाख्यं प्रणौमि जगताङ्गुरुं। यः परमात्मा जगत्सृष्ट्वा प्रविवेश पुनः स्वयं तं कृष्णं प्रत्यगात्मानं वन्दे गोपीमनोहरम्। यस्य प्रसादादहमद्वयात्मा विश्वं समस्तं मयि कल्पितं च तं सर्वलोकैकगुरुं सदाश्री स्वयं प्रकाशं गुरुमानतोऽस्मि। गुरूणां चरणां भोजं प्रणिपत्य निरन्तरं तत्कृपादेशतोद्वैत चिन्ताकौस्तु समारभे। पीडीएफ में क्या पेज नंबर चल रहा है हमारा? Can somebody please tell? प्रमा भेद।
स्वामी जी फिजिकल कॉपी में 132 है। फिजिकल कॉपी में 132 पेज नंबर।
देखता हूँ, सुनाई नहीं देता हूँ। सजीवाश्रया प्रमा, सजीवाश्रय में पहले तो हम वो प्रमा पेज है ना। Vividha. Now we have understood what is the meaning of prama. Having understood what is vritti, the vritti was further categorized as prama and aprama. Prama is defined as bodhetha vritti or vrittitha bodha, meaning bodhena iddha, bodhena jvalita, bodhena prakashita. Bodha meaning consciousness, knowledge. Vritti, which is illumined by consciousness. When vritti is illumined by consciousness, this is called as prama. Okay? Vritti that is illumined by consciousness. How does the consciousness illumines the vritti? Okay? So now there is this general prakash, and so also the chidabhas which is sitting in the vritti. So bodhena vriddha, bodhena iddha, bodhena iddha, bodhena jvalita, bodhena prakashita. This is the first meaning. The second meaning is bodha vrittitha bodha. That bodha which is pratibimbitam, that which is reflected in the vritti, is called as prama. Now this prama, we have understood what is the meaning of word prama. A vritti in which the consciousness is reflected. Now you see in both the definitions, in whichever samasa you may apply, whichever compound you may apply to understand the word, the word brahma, there are two, right? Bodhetha vritti, bodhena iddha. So tritiya tatpurush samasa. And vrittidha bodha. So that bodha which is reflected in the vritti, such. Bodha, which is reflected, then this will be Madhyama Padalopi Samasa. So, Pratyidha Bodha, and actually not even Madhyama Padalopi, but one is saying Pratyidha meaning the meaning of word Idha becomes Pratibimbitam. Both which is Pratibimbitam. Actually, both the words, both the types of compounds should be able to bring you to the understanding that it is that consciousness which is reflected in the vritti. But what happens in the first compound is that we are maintaining the pradhanata, the importance of the word vritti. And in the second compound, we are now establishing the importance of both. You see? So that is the only difference, but both of them are acceptable, and that is what Brahma is. This Brahma is further bifurcated as Jivashraya Brahma and Ishwarashraya Brahma. One thing to be remembered is Ishvara will not have a Brahma. Ishvara does not have a Brahma. Whatever is there with Ishvara is always Brahma. Now let us look at the what is how to define Jivashraya Brahma, Ishwarashraya Brahma. Tatra Ikshana Paraparyaya Srashtavya Vishayakara Maya Vritti Bimbitachid Ishwarashraya. Now, consciousness which is reflected in the Maya Vritti, okay, it is not. So here we deflect, and it is not saying reflected in Antakaranam. Where is this reflected? It is reflected in Maya. In Maya, Antakaranam, etc., everything can come together. But for the Jiva, it will be specifically only Antakaranam. So Maya Vritti Pratibimbita Chit is called as Ishwarashraya. Can that just become the definition? So he says, no. Ikshana aparaparyaya srashtruttvadi vishayakara maya vritti pratibimbita chit is going to be called as Ishwarashraya Brahma. Aparaparyaya ikshana. Now in the Upanishad, the word is used as ikshana. The Ishvara does the Ikshanam. Now, what exactly is this Ikshanam? So, if you are going to look at the dictionary meaning of the word Ikshanam, you are going to find out Ikshanam means just seeing. What is it? Only seeing. Ikshanam. So, by Ishvara's only seeing, the world comes into existence. The universe is created. That is what it. You will understand through the word Ikshanam. But we need a further clear understanding of Ishvara's Vyapara. What Vyapara of Ishvara? This Jagat Srishti, Sthiti and Bhanga. This is all that what happens. And the one who, because of whom all this happens, that Karanam is Ishvara. So we need clarification that just saying Ikshanam is not going to suffice. And so here, Ikshana Aparaparyaya, there is yet another word which we are going to give to replace Ikshanam, Paryaya. Okay, Paryaya means an option. Aparaparyaya, Srashtavya Vishayakara. Now, how is this Maya Vritti? If it is a vritti, it definitely has to have a form. Then, like in our case also, Ghatakara vritti, Patakara vritti, there is a form, is not it? So we have this Maya vritti. Maya vritti. What is the form of this Maya vritti? Srashtavya Vishayakara. Now, it is what is going to be created, what the world in the world that is going to come into existence. The Maya has already assumed a form of that. Srashtavya. Now, this is what is going to come. So it has yet not come. It has yet not come into existence. It means the world has yet not come into existence, but it is only in the Maya. The Maya has just assumed the form. This is how it will be. And so, Srashtavya Vishayakar. What is the form of this Maya vritti presently? Srashtavya Vishayakara Maya. Kara vritti. And interestingly, now the consciousness reflected in this Maya vritti is called as Ishwarashraya Prama. Okay? There is nothing to debate on this. All that we need to understand is what is called as Ishwarashraya Brahma. It is the consciousness reflected in the Maya vritti. That's all. What is the form of the Maya vritti? Srashtavya Vishayakar. How is the Maya vritti? It is Srashtavya Vishayakara vritti. Furthermore, what is this Srashtavya Vishayakara? This itself, this vritti is called as Ikshanam by the Upanishad. So it is Ikshanam. And so what is it? Ikshana Aparaparyaya Srashtavya Vishayakara Maya vritti Pratibimbita Shed is called as Ishwarashraya Brahma. Now, Tadaiksharapatusyam prajayeya ityadi shrutehe. Now look at the commentary. Prathamam nirupayati. Of those two, of which two? Jivashraya and Ishwarashraya and Jivashraya, of these two that are mentioned, Prathamam nirupayati. What was first mentioned? Ishwarashraya Brahma. So by that sequence, let us explain that what has come first, Ishwarashraya Brahma. As it is what do they call, very precise, and there is not much discussion about it, but we will have more discussion on Jivashraya Brahma. So because of the brevity of the topic and because of its what do they call it, chronological order, we have Ishwarashraya Brahma as Prathama to be explained. Prathamam nirupayati. How does he start explaining the first one? Tatra iti. Tatra means Tatra ikshana paraparyaya srashtavya vishayakara maya vritti pratibimbita ched. This is how it is. Tayor madhye, Tatra is location there, in that case. So when you say in that case, you don't mean a specific place. Like in that case, does not mean in Delhi or in Mumbai or in USA. What does it mean? Hey, in that context, tayor madhye iti saptamyartha. This is what is that meaning of that saptami, of that locative use of the word tatra. Tayor madhye iti saptamyartha. Now you have understood what is Ishvarashraya Prama. But sir, you may have given us an explanation about Ishvarashraya Prama as the chit, as the consciousness reflected in the Maya Vritti, which is in the form of Srashtavya Vishaya. Okay? That's fine. But from where have you brought about this particular explanation or this definition? So now he has to give the pramanam. Perhaps, when this is the topic in the Upanishad, Bahusyam Prajayeya, we have to see over there how Ikshanam, the word Ikshanam, undergoes a change to make us understand Srashtavya Vishayakara Mayavati. So when it is Ikshanam, just observing, it undergoes, we have to make that adjustment so that the final refined understanding of the word Ikshanam becomes this. And what is that meaning of the word Ikshanam? Ishvarashraya Prama. And how is that nature of that Ishvarashraya Prama? Then this is what can be called, entire thing can be called as Ikshanam. Maya Vritti, which is in the form of Srashtavya, and Chit, which is reflected in this Maya Vritti, is called as Ishvarashraya Prama. This Ishvarashraya Prama itself is called as Ikshanam. Okay? Tatra Pramanam Aha. What is the Pramanam? So again, going back to the Shruti, he says that how it comes in that topic only we will have to see. Presently, he has not expanded on that topic over here. He simply has given us the reference where how this whole thing, Ikshanam, should mean this. That how can you come to this understanding of Ikshanam as finally as this? मैंने तो ये माइक ही नहीं ऑन किया है. आप लोग कैसे सुन रहे हो?
You're audible, Swamiji. Mahadev.
Yeah,
महादेव.
well audible,
Is-
Swamiji.
आ रही है आवाज?
Yes,
हाँ, बहुत
Swamiji.
अच्छी तरह से.
जी स्वामी जी.
अभी आ रही है?
जी
माइक
स्वामी जी.
ऑन किया है मैंने. आ रही है?
नहीं लेकिन
जी.
हाँ हाँ
लेकिन
ठीक है. माइक लगा के तो रखा है, माइक ऑन ही नहीं था. चलो कोई बात ना, आप आ रही है तो. Okay. So this is what is Ishvarashraya Prama. Then, now let us go to Jivashraya Prama. Prajayeya. Prajayeya means Bahusyam means Bahu Bhaveyam. May I become many. Bahusyam. What is the meaning of this word Bahusyam? Of these two words put together, Bahusyam means Bahu Bhaveyam. May I become many. And Prajayeya. Prajayeya means Utpadyeya. May I create. Utpadeya. May I create. Jivashrayam Pramam Nirupayati. Now, having explained the Ishvarashraya Prama and the word meaning of the Shruti also, The author further goes to explain what is Jivashraya Prama. How is the Jivashraya Prama defined? Anadhigata, abadita, artha, vishayakar, antakarana vritti, pratibimbita chid, Jivashraya Prama. Now, though Bodhena Iddha was the first definition, but the author takes to the second one when he to explain Prama. What is the second one? Where emphasis is on Bodha, on Chid. Chid is called as Prama. But when will this Chid, when will the consciousness be called as Prama? When reflected in the vritti. Acha, okay, is that all? How should that vritti be? And when can this vritti now be called as Jivashraya Prama? Vritti means how, when that actually the consciousness in Jiva will be called as Jivashraya Prama here. First condition is when the consciousness is reflected in the vritti. How should this vritti be? Here he goes to tell. Anadhigata, abadita, artha, vishayakara. First of all, that vritti, the antakarana vritti, how should it be? It should also be in the form of some object. Gatapatadi. It should be in the form of some object. Now, talking about this object is something that was not known before. So, anadhigata. It was not cognized before. And so, how is this object? Anadhigata. So something that is not known before, till this point, what will it be called as? Anadhigata. Anadhigata. Now, assuming that some of you have not studied the Sankhya Karikas, so what will you call the Sankhya Karikas for you as? Anadhigata. Has something that is not known to me. Okay. So anadhigata, and what is the second requisite? What is the second requisite?
Abadita.
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 Abadhita. Chakresh?
जी स्वामी अबाधित
Abadhita. ये मुझे यहाँ पे I am getting a notice that the internet connection is not stable.
It's okay,
it
Swamiji.
so?
We are able to. No.
We are
You're
able
audible.
to hear.
Okay. Anadhigata, abadhita. How should this Vishaya be? Now, you know, this portion is talking about the Vishaya, the object, that the object should be Anadhigata and also Abadhita. Why are they putting Abadhita Vishaya? Let us say you entered the room, and before you entered the room, did you know the snake? No, I did not know the snake. Now you have entered, you see the snake. And then you get scared, and then you switch the light on. So now you are going to say, Nasarpaha, this is not a snake, this is a roe. Okay. So what happened to the snake? Becomes a Badhita Vishaya. It becomes a Badhita Vishaya. Or you see a very beautiful flower vase in someone's house. Vase, vase, whatever. You see that beautiful flower vase in someone's place, and the flowers are so fresh and so nice. So every time you go into their house, the same flowers, the same arrangement, even after 1 year, the flowers look, as if they had just come from the garden into their room. You finally want to say, hey, what is this? And then you go and touch, and then you find out it is nothing but some fabric or some paper flowers. Oh, not flowers. So now, till now, what were you understanding it as? Flowers. And now it becomes badhita, because now you understand it is nothing more than a fabric or a paper. So it is a, how is that artha? Badhita artha. You are not saying that I am not seeing this particular arrangement, but what will you say? Not flowers. These are not flowers, but it looks nice, and so you will call it paper flowers, but you will not call it flowers. So what is it that is the prerequisite for the Jivashraya Prama? That the Vishaya should be Anadhigata and the Vishaya should be Abadhita. Now, when the Vritti has taken the shape of this Vishaya, which was unknown to you before and also is Abadhita, then the consciousness reflected in this Vritti now, and this Vritti happens to be a specific modification of Antakaranam. Let's not forget this. This Vritti happens to be the specific modification of Antakaranam. So what happens? This Vritti, the consciousness reflected in this Vritti now is called as Jivashraya Prama. It's called as Jivashraya Prama. So what is the difference between Ishwarashraya Prama and Jivashraya Prama? The basic difference is that in Ishwarashraya Prama, it is Maya Vritti. In Jivashraya Prama, it is Antakarana Vritti. Now, what is, and what more? So, what is the form of this Vritti? Srashtavya Vishayakara. Over here, Anadhigata, Abadhita Vishayakara. And thus consciousness reflected in both these Vrittis now create this categories of Jivashraya Prama, first Ishwarashraya Prama, and the second one Jivashraya Prama. Thus, got it? This is how it is. Now, let's look into the text. He explains it in the commentary section. Anadhigataha. What Anadhigata means? Ajñataha. Ajñataha. What do you mean by unknown? What is it that you want to say by the word unknown? So he says, Bodhena avishayikritaha, something which is not illumined by the consciousness. Bodhena avishayikritaha. Yo arthaha, this artha which is not yet, which has yet not become the object of illumination for the consciousness. Okay. Bodhena avishayikritaha yo arthaha vishayaha tadakara yantakarana vrittihi anadhigataha ajñataha. What is the meaning of word ajñataha? Bodhena avishayikritaha. An artha which is in this form, the artha which is like this, and antakarana vritti which has assumed the form of that object, then in that antakarana vritti, tat pratibimbita chid dvitiya jivashraya. Okay. This is Jivashraya Prama. Say, suppose if we were to only say Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti Pratibimbita Chit, that the consciousness reflected in a vritti which has assumed the form of the object. If we were to say only this, would it not suffice for us to understand what is Jivashraya Prama? Would it not suffice? Would it not be enough for us to understand what is Jivashraya Prama? So he says, iti ukte bhranti jnane ativyapti tadvaranaya abadhita iti. Bhranti jnane ativyapti, because the definition will overspill into Bhranti Jnanam. And if it goes into Bhranti Jnanam is not Prama, but you have included Bhranti Jnanam into Prama, then your definition of Prama is already polluted, is already dushita with a dosha, with a defect. So will become a defective definition. Okay. So therefore, we will have to keep that word abadhita vishayakara. Okay. Anadhigata, abadhita, antakarana, vishayakara, antakarana vritti pratibimbita chid is called as Jivashraya Prama. Now he further will take us into more discussion on this topic, but for today, just this much should suffice. Okay, what is it? Today we have seen these two things. What is Ishwarashraya Prama? What is Jivashraya Prama? Because vritti was first, after having defined a vritti was bifurcated into Prama and Aprama, of which the author has chosen to explain the first category, Prama. And this Prama further goes into bifurcation as Ishwarashraya and Jivashraya. Okay.
Swamiji,
Huh?
Swamiji, what does abadhita mean?
Kya hai?
What does abadhita means?
Abadhita means not falsified. Not falsified.
Swamiji, by that meaning, everything which we are seeing eventually will be falsified.
Exactly. He will take you into that discussion. Then he is going to say, by you are a Vedanti, and according to you, the whole world is mithya badhitam. Is not it?
Ji.
Then nothing in this world that you know can ever be called as Prama. Then by you, only Brahmakara vritti will become Prama, and Ghatakara, Patakara vritti can never be called as Prama. Correct? That is what
Ji.
you are saying, right?
Ji, Swami.
He will bring you to that discussion. Ab batao, what is called as Prama?
Prama is
without looking.
bodhena iddha.
Correct. Bodhena iddha, bodhena jwalita, bodhena prakashita. How does that whole thing go? Bodhena iddha means bodhena jwalita, because the word iddha means jwalanam. But then do you really mean that jal raha hai, it is burning or something? No. All that we want to say is jwalanam means over here
Illumined or prakashit.
Prakashita.
Illumined. ठीक है?
जी.
And okay, bodhena iddha is bodhena iddha vritti is prama. But what is it? What is the other definition which he retains and goes through?
Vrittidha
Vrittidha
bodhe
Vrittidha bodhaha. Vrittidha bodhaha. What is vrittidha bodhaha?
inside the vritti,
which is
the illumined ched.
Correct. In the vritti. So now vritti becomes saptami.
Location.
The consciousness reflected in the vritti. This is what is prama. The prama is again twofold: Ishwarashraya, Jivashraya. What is Ishwarashraya prama?
Maya vritti.
Gana apara paryaya srashtavya vishayakara maya vritti pratibimbita chid. So finally definition ends into chid. Chit is what he wants you to understand. Chit is called as prama. But which chit? That which is reflected in the maya vritti. How is the nature of this maya vritti? Srashtavya vishayakara. That's all. And this itself, this is called as ikshanam. So ikshana paraparyaya srashtavya vishayakara maya vritti pratibimbita chid is called as Ishwarashraya prama. Okay.
जी.
Then what is called as Jivashraya prama?
अनधिगत अबाधित अर्थ विषयाकार अंतःकरण वृत्ति
विषयाकार वृत्ति.
प्रतिबिंबित चेद.
केवल वृत्ति नहीं,
प्रतिबिंबित चित.
वृत्ति प्रतिबिंबित चेद. ठीक है? All right. We will have to stop now because there is this today Shravan Somar again, the whole, till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, the puja, and before that there are another 2 more classes immediately after this. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashitato Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Om.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Please bombard the messages and do something on the Facebook and things like that for Tattvanusandhanam. ये क्या हो रहा है, ये नहीं होना चाहिए. Everybody should be there. Some of them
Yes,
are
Swamiji.
already thinking that they have done and they don't need to listen to it again. अरे हजारों बार सुनना पड़ता है तब जाकर के कहीं ये बैठ जाता है.
हाँ स्वामी जी, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. जहाँ पे है यहाँ पे सब लोग बार बार सुनना पड़ता है. But I will surely post.
अरे भाई, अगर श्वेत केतु जैसे महापुरुष को अगर 9 बार सुनना पड़ा है तो हम लोगों को 9 लाख बार सुनना पड़ेगा, तब कहीं शांत ठीक बैठेगा. चलो, अच्छा, महादेव.